Hey guys, it's your VFit coach. Welcome to my physique programming series. If you haven't watched part 1, which was entitled Making the Quickest Body Transformation, please watch that video first and then you can watch part 2. This is part 2 and this one's entitled The Best Exercises for Aesthetic Training. So these are the go-to exercises for sculpting your body into that top physique. Whether you just want to look like a fitness model, want to look great, or if you're going to compete in the NPC, IFBB, or INBA natural competitions, this video is for you guys. I've broken down these two segments into two classifications, and within each classifications are subcategories. First of all, what are the two classifications? So fitness people come in all sizes. First classification are for bodybuilders, physique, men's physique, women's physique, the more bigger size fitness people. And the second classification is for the more bikini model type of program. So within these classifications, you have 3 categories. And the first categories are staples. Staples meaning these are the exercises. There's only going to be a few of them that are go-to exercise that you should perform every time you hit that muscle group when it comes into your schedule. So those are staples. And then the second ones are primaries. Primaries are exercises that you perform, but you don't have to do them every single time you work out. And then the third category, accessories. So accessory works are the ones you probably will hit maybe twice a month. You don't do it as often. So those are the two classifications and the 3 subcategories that are within the classification. Okay, I'm going to label the first classification BBP. And BBP stands for bodybuilding physique. And remember, these are for people, mainly guys that want to get bigger, that want to do bodybuilding or men's physique. And also the females that want to put on nice muscle, bigger size, and want to compete. Now, remember, these classifications are just guidelines. For people that are ectomorphs, if your body type's an ectomorph, you probably want to do this just to get a decent amount of, symmetry on your body. So let's go over the staples for BBP. First of all, bench press. The primary muscle for the bench press is the chest. However, it works your shoulders, it works your triceps, and it's a compound movement which helps you perform in other exercises such as the shoulder press or tricep dip. Now, you don't really have to do the bench press all the time. You can do variations such as the dumbbell bench press, the incline press. So there are some variations that you can make as a staple. The second staple, row. What kind of row? It really depends. Now, my favorite row would be a T-bar row. The one where you have a chest pad and you're laying prone on it and you're driving your elbows up with loaded plates. It's probably one of the best back builders in the gym. However, you could do a cable row if you don't have a T-bar row. So there's some variations that you could do: narrow grip, wide grip. Let's go on to the third staple. The third staple is shoulder press. I trained clients in the past, and usually shoulders are really hard to build, especially for females. So shoulders you may have to hit with multiple exercises, not just only the shoulder press, but the shoulder press is usually the go-to exercise. If your gym has a Smith press, that is one of the good exercises that you could do, and it's because you don't have to force yourself to unrack it and re-rack it. So Smith press is a great shoulder staple. Moving on, the squat. Okay, now we're talking about lower body. Squat heavy. Try and go beyond 90 degrees, parallel to the floor, past parallel to the floor. You want that full range of motion. You want to build the quads. You want to build your glutes, strengthen your lower back. I'm not a big fan of the leg press. I'd rather do deadlift. However, if you are going to compete or if you want nice quads and you want to build them up quickly, the leg press and variations such as narrow or wide stance leg presses will help you build more size to your quads and also your glutes. Okay, we're moving on to primary exercises. Now, let me redefine the definition of primary. Primary means you should be performing these exercises very frequently. So not all the time, working them into your rotation. Now, the first primary I have are flies. Bench press builds your chest. However, if you want to sculpt that nice defined line between the deltoid and the chest, flies are going to help you do that. Cable flies, you could do dumbbell flies. I'm not a fan, but machine flies probably work best along with cable flies. Second primary, lat pull downs, and try not to use too much momentum when you do this. You know what I'm talking about, when you pull and then your body moves as you pull. I'd rather have you isolate it, and you could get better results, because momentum is hard to calculate or monitor correctly, because that little jerk of movement could reduce 10 or 20% of the resistance when you do that. And what's happening when you move and you pull, you are actually reducing the load. So more isolated lat pull downs. Okay, hammer strength is a great lat pull down machine. If you use a hammer strength, because of the angles and the way it's built, you will be able to perform back exercises more effectively, more intensely. So rear delt flies. The deadlift is a primary. Prone hamstring curl, a must. So working those hamstrings, you could work your hamstrings doing deadlifts. However, the prone leg curl will hit both hamstrings fairly well. Leg extensions. Leg extensions has been a controversial exercise. However, if you adjust the leg extension machine properly, you shouldn't have any issues performing leg extensions. Another reason why I want you to do leg extensions is to push out your vastus intermedius and your rectus femoris, which will push out the laterus, vastus lateralis more and make your legs look actually bigger. Calf raises, overhead extensions, bench dips, rope push downs, arm curls, ab curls, and leg lifts. Those are all primary. So you could look at this list, and you could also look them up online if you don't know how to perform these exercises. You may not hear the term accessories used too much in bodybuilding or into fitness training, but it's commonly used in weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting. And these are the exercises that you perform occasionally, kind of like when you need to change up. Let's say you're not making progress on your bench press, you throw an incline press. So that's kind of like an accessory exercise. And let's go over this list. Incline press, Arnold press, upright rows, front raises, straight arm pulls. Now we move on to the legs, hip thrusters. So hip thrusters is very popular at the gym right now. However, if you really want to build glutes, deep squats are probably going to be just as effective. Now, like I mentioned earlier, it depends what you look like. If you have small glutes, maybe you want to prioritize those hip thrusters into your primaries or your staples. So, but most people will build glutes when they train their legs if you're doing squats and deadlifts and step-ups. Okay, so now we have RDLs, Romanian deadlifts, lower back extensions, inner thighs and outer thighs. Guys, you got to do these inner thighs and outer thighs too, or else your legs won't, look properly developed. Okay, moving right along, we are going to go over the list for Bikini Fitness models. BFM, in short, BFM, Bikini Fitness models. We're going to go over the staples, the primaries, and the accessories. So a little different. Some of the exercises are very similar to the bodybuilding or the more bigger size physique, but you just scale them down, and really depends on, how heavy you lift. Staples. So the staples: full squat, shoulder press, lat pull down, and hip thrusters. Now you look at this list and you go, there's no bench press, there's no chest exercises. And there's a reason, because mainly Bikini Fitness models, people get their chest done. They get their breast size done for these competitions. So it's not a staple, but you should do bench press. Okay, full squat, go all the way down, try and get full range of as possible. The only reason why I wouldn't want you to do a full squat is if you have knee problems or any physical limitations. However, if you can do a full squat, don't keep adding extra weight to your barbell. Work on that full range. It's going to be much more effective if you get that range. Okay, let's talk about the primaries. I'm going to go over these real quick because we already discussed most of these earlier in the first classification. So let's talk about prone leg curls. That's always a must. I don't like the seated leg curl machine where you sit down like I'm sitting right now and then you adjust it and you curl your legs. Not a preference. I'd rather have you do the prone with your hip extended. Much more effective, I think, my personal opinion. Step ups. Okay, if you're going to be a bikini model and you want to work your glutes, step ups are great as well. You want to go weighted too. Hold some dumbbells. Then we have rows. We have bench press. We have rear delt flies. We have Arnold press. Leg press. Inner and outer thighs. Calf raises. Abdominals. When we do our accessory work, we have just a few exercises, rope push downs. You could throw in bicep curls, straight arm pulls, front raises, captain chair, and Russian twist. If you don't know what these exercises are in, you could always Google them and look at YouTube videos. That's why this is not a how-to video. This is kind of to give you the list on what to do. Now, if you decide to become my client, I would actually input all these exercises into your eFitX module where it's accessible. And as you go through each cycle, the 6-week cycle, I would populate the exercises needed for that cycle. So that's one of the benefits if you have electronic tracking systems such as eFitX. Okay, this is the last part of the video. This is about scheduling and sequencing the exercises. This could be very subjective, and I know a lot of people have their own type of sequencing, but I'm going to give you an idea of what I use. So a lot of variations work. This is the muscle groups in the sequence of your workout. Sometimes it's based on how you look. Like if you have small glutes, we're going to move that to the front, to the first exercise that you should perform. You should, those muscles that you feel need more work should be done in the beginning where you could lift the most heavy weight and you could conserve your energy. So 2-day splits, if you don't know what a 2-day split is, you could look it up, but it's when you work half of your muscles on day 1, half of the other half on day 2, and then you usually take a rest and then you repeat the cycle. Or you could have rest in between. One of my favorite day ones is legs, shoulders, and biceps. And then day 2, which could be done the following day or 2 days after, would be chest, back, triceps, and abs. Why does this work well? One reason is when you hit legs, shoulders, and biceps, they need extra days to recover, maybe 3 days, 4 days to recover if you train them properly. But if you notice, day 2 doesn't involve legs. It doesn't involve that much shoulders, doesn't really involve biceps, maybe a little. So that's the reason why this 2-day split's popular with my clients. And like I said, there's a lot of variations that you can do. Another variation for a 2-day split is day 1, all upper body. And day 2, all lower body. That could work well. It depends how you plan it. Leg day is usually brutal if you want to do your entire legs one day. Okay, and moving on, another popular split is, I haven't used for a while, was shoulders, biceps, and triceps, and abs. So these are small muscles. So this cycle could work if you have a lot of fluctuations in your schedule where you feel like you could get a 45-minute workout in, but you could get a 2-hour workout on another day, like on the weekend. This type of 2-day split will probably work out better. 3-day splits. 3-day splits are usually for serious bodybuilders or people that have time and you want to work out 5 days a week. So this is when you only work 1/3 of your body. Day 2, the other third, and the final third on the 3rd day. Now, depends how you recover. If you're younger and you recover quicker, you could go 3 days in a row and then take a rest. 3 days in a row, take a rest. Or 2 days, take a rest. So there's so many variations you could use. Usually workouts are 60 minutes to 90 minutes. It depends what level you are in. Some people won't last 60 minutes with my workout. It depends on what you're doing. And like I mentioned in the previous video, you should do your cardio after. Okay, well, I'm about to wrap this up, but what I want to close with is sequences that don't work well. So let's look at this list. Biceps before back. Why is that? It's because most back exercises, such as the row, the lat pull down, requires your biceps. And I've tried this. I've tried this many times. Train your biceps, and if you fatigue them enough, you're going to realize a lot of your back movements are going to suffer. You're going to build up too much lactic acid, and you will underperform of your maximum potential. Okay, triceps before bench press, almost the same concept or same theory. You need your triceps to perform better bench presses. That's the finishing of your bench press, is you're using your triceps. Lower back before deadlifts, obvious. You need your lower back for your deadlifts. Deadlifts before squats, flies before bench presses. And the last one is too many reps before reaching 90%. That means you don't want to plan your program with 5 sets before you hit your max, like 4 sets of 12, and then you decide on the 6th set or 5th set that you're going to put your max weight. So you want to reach that max weight quickly but safely. You don't want to do it right away. You don't want to hit your 3rd or 4th set. You probably should be hitting your 90%. Okay, be sure to sub me, because part 3 is going to be about food, about the go-to foods from a physique coach. So thanks for watching. This is your VFit coach. Peace out.